let's talk real quick about Animal Switch and what we want out of Animal Crossing Switch. I know what you're saying, Kaz. Animal Crossing Switch hasn't even been leaked, rumored, announced, but it's inevitable. Come on, folks. There's no doubt that we're getting Animal Crossing Switch, just like we got Animal Crossing Wii U, even though that was Amiibo Festival. We're bound to get it.
Or it was
on the Switch.
what was the thing that they had, sort of just like a lobby thing that.
Oh yeah, Animal Crossing Plaza or something,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Friend Plaza,
And I think
which was
that.
like. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I was just gonna say I think that they've had Animal Crossing in development and had one that was gonna be on the Wii U possibly, and just have had to hold off on it.
That's my theory too. Here's my theories real quick. I have some notes in the notes, and I'm about to share them.
Okay.
Yep. First of all, in the latest update of Animal Crossing, and just like you said, that there's like these things lurking around the Wii U, I think it has been in development for a while, and I think with this latest update, Nintendo is trying to find a way to make Animal Crossing into a platform of sorts, where it's going to be working alongside Happy Home Designer, Animal Crossing New Leaf, the mobile game, and then Animal Crossing Switch. What makes me say this? First of all, Meow coupons. What are Meow coupons? Mutual exchange of wealth. And these are the new form of currency within the game, basically allowing you to do the daily things, get RV points, etc., etc. You use these Meow coupons to get different forms of furniture. I'm wondering if when you play the mobile game, you don't get bells, you don't get little items, you get Meow coupons, which then you transfer to your account, and then you can use your Meow coupons across your different Animal Crossing games. DNA, the guys that are making the Nintendo phone games, have already confirmed that they're not making games for the Switch. They're only finding ways to bring the mobile My Nintendo platform to the console. Meow coupons are the perfect way to do it. So that's my first theory, and farther supports that Animal Crossing Switch is happening. The other big thing is just how they're adding in all these amiibo support functionalities. They're making 50 new cards for Animal Crossing months before the Switch comes out, and the Switch has been confirmed to have amiibo functionality, and you can write and save data to these amiibo. Yo, you're going to be able to bring your citizens over to Animal Crossing Switch. It's going to continue on your legacy on the Switch because all these new amiibo are coming, and they've just figured out a way to make it so you can move citizens into your town based on the info.
And they're bringing it back sort of almost randomly 3 years after its release, right before the Switch.
Yeah. Yes, it's coming. Amiibo support. Bring your villages over. Bring your catalog over. Scan in Nook on your New Leaf. Scan them into the Switch. You got your bells back. Scan over KK. You got your music back. Scan over Isabelle. Yada yada yada. Which leads me to my next point, that we're going to have a catalog across platforms. Why do I say this? Because it's clear that your catalog is separate from the rest of your file. You can sell your town, but choose to keep your catalog. Your catalog is saved somewhere else. You can bring all of your items over, bada bing, bada boom, and then now you have your daily missions. My questions are, and what I want to open up to the audience, is how do you think, and we can talk about this too in our last few minutes of the show, how do we think one screen would work? And I want to talk about that with actually a few games. Like, what do we think Pokemon will look like with one screen? Going back to those old days, just having one screen, because we're being a little bit spoiled now with two screens. And like Super Mario Maker, if that comes back, but that's a different discussion. So how do we think maybe one screen would work with inventory management? And also, do you think we're going to stay a mayor in Animal Crossing Switch? Is Isabelle coming back? Are we going to have lots of mini games? There's all the discussion for you. Would you like to be mayor? Do you not want to be mayor anymore? Do you want to be governor? President?
Governor of Woodbury?
Welcome to Woodbury. Yeah, so those are my thoughts on that. Zach, what do you have to say?
I do think that it'll be like sort of across platforms, like you were saying, with the mobile and the Switch Animal Crossing and probably New Leaf all connected together. I think, that makes sense. The Meow theory makes a lot of sense.
Can we officially call it the Meow theory?
Yeah.
For every time we talk about Animal Crossing Switch, we just pull out this big whiteboard. The Meow theory. That's perfect. Oh, man.
I think that the one screen, possibly just going back to how it used to work in the GameCube sort of days might be how they have to do it, or bringing it up sort of like half screen sort of thing, and maybe a scroll or popping up on the side sort of, and then you just kind of scroll through the items, maybe displaying only 4 on the screen at once, and then you can pull them out and place them onto the level or whatever onto the
Yeah, because
map.
they have like the whole system in place where you can now like reorganize furniture with the touchscreen. Like I just wonder how that'll work. Unless you're like literally dragging the furniture around on your screen, it just shows that one screen.
I mean, they could definitely do several things. Like they could have an inventory bar down at the bottom, maybe like a sort of Minecrafty thing, and maybe you could hide it and show
I like
it.
that.
There's different options. I guess they could reinvent it a bit. I do think they'd have to maybe reinvent it a bit. I don't think it'd be nice to just have like a split screen where the inventory is on the one side, So
I guess I am forgetting a little bit that there's literally hundreds, if not thousands, of games, on PlayStation 4, Xbox, PC that have inventories in only one screen. So I guess maybe I blew it a little out of proportion there. Like, what the crap
well, Zelda
are we
will
do?
be the same way because we're gonna be switching into inventories that way too.
I'm gonna miss having 2 screens for stuff like Zelda, or like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time 3D, like where you could have the whole map and all of your stuff at the bottom. Especially Majora's Mask, like being able to switch out masks on the fly.
Yeah, it seemed very at home for Zelda. I mean, it was like a lot of people love that.
And Animal Crossing too.
Yeah, and adding extra buttons. I mean, just with Zelda and being able to place it so that you could quickly, all your items are down there, and just if you want to use your boomerang, but you have something else stocked in this, you can just quickly, how beneficial in seeing the map constantly like on a separate location. But yeah, there's all those things. There's definitely ways they can bring that and make it efficient and just fine on one screen. And in terms of like staying mayor and stuff, I kind of like not maybe necessarily having that whole responsibility. I kind of like the idea of just being a resident in a town of like a month.
Well, I mean, Isabelle was basically the mayor. Like sometimes I wondered why we were considered mayor and not just like an advisor or something like. It's like, yo, Isabelle, we know you're the real person in power here.
Yeah. And I think that was a good way, I guess, of them trying to kind of play to both worlds a bit, where you're kind of in control, yet you're also not totally in control, so you have some of that freedom. So I guess, I mean, it doesn't really make a huge difference to me either way. I think the gameplay experience is pretty much the same. So, yeah, it's not a huge deal. And then in terms of more mini games and stuff, it'd be really nice if they ever brought like the NES stuff back, but what I was kind of most bummed about these, like the Puzzle League and stuff, is it'd be nice if there was more where you can play with your friends, like bring them into your town and play Puzzle League multiplayer, or some games.
Can you not? Like, I don't know. I'm not like saying that like to be like, wait, can't you? I'm just wondering, can you do that? Like, I don't know.
That's what I didn't see it, and I'm just assuming no. I'm assuming it's sort of just a single player experience, which isn't too bad, but
let us know in the comments.
Like Pokemon Puzzle League was fun to play multiplayer and send all, it was like a really cool sort of competitive game.
Well, I hear that Desert Island is a lot like Settlers of Catan and Civilization.
And is that I didn't hear, is that playing with people like on like characters, NPCs, or is it with your friends? Because I
don't know.
Because if it's single player, it's like those things are just not as interesting to me. It sounds fun to do those sort of things like with you there, and maybe some NPCs, of course. But
we'll have to look into that.
It would be it just takes it to a whole another level when you have a friend to play with those sort of things.
That's the thing. Bill Trinan, if you're listening, come on the show. But Bill, I played this weekend. Like, yo, I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna get ready for Koppai. I booted up the good old 3DS. It was warming up. I had to blow on the cartridge, rub it up, dust it off. And I was like, I'm going to scan in all these freaking amiibo I have. I took KK out to the coffee table that we have here. My wife's over there watching Game of Thrones. We're like having a grand old time watching the Red Wedding. I'm playing Animal Crossing. It's just a happy little Saturday afternoon. And I scan in KK. I press him to the bottom screen and nothing happens. And I Google it and it's like, you need Wisp. And I'm like, all right, how do I get Wisp? And it's like, play the game between midnight and 4 a.m. And I'm like, what the crap? I don't want to do no time travel stuff, because then Isabelle will like chew me out. She'll be like, Kaz, have you been fiddling with the clock? And I'll be like,
I know,
I'm sorry.
How many kids play Animal Crossing and it's like their bedtime is 10? They're never gonna get
not even 10, like 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's
grounded.
So I was trying to play, and like the only way you can get that stuff is either the fortune cookie or scanning in someone like KK. And so I was trying to scan in KK sliders so I could figure out all these names, and I couldn't do any of it. So I'm gonna have to do some time traveling or to stay up till midnight. Which, I mean, I stay up till midnight anyway. But at midnight, the last thing I'm thinking about is hopping into my Animal Crossing village, wander around. You know.
Yeah.
So fix that with Animal Crossing Switch, Nintendo. Like just let me just scan in my amiibo. Why do I need Wisp?
Yeah, switch it
The
somehow.
crap.
Switch it.
Oh.